Hey guys, CryptoDad here again, and thanks for joining me on the live Q&A from LA every Friday night, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Throw out any questions that you may have, and I'll do my best to get them answered on the fly. Let's start with the news. All right, so greetings are in order. Shahid is here early from the UK. Thanks for joining us once again. Squids, like Squidward, squids. Hi Rex, hi Squids. Crypto Curious from Florida. That's great. I just got a text from my daughter. Come see our pillow fort. I don't know. I will look at the pillow fort. All right, Pillow Fort is in the bedroom, and the kids are one giant blob of covers and pillows. Chadwick, thanks for joining us. Thank you. Hello, everyone. Let's dive into the news. I forgot to bookmark some news stories about the last couple of days, and I believe yesterday. Well, let's go to Brave here. We'll check those stories in a minute. Under price charts here, I think there's a way. I'm not really good at it, but I thought there was a way to ask it. What's today? May 30. Will it do it? I'm not very good at this. I thought there was a way to look at the chart from the day before. C'est la vie. You can still see it in the 7-day. Pretty easy. Let's go back to this. All right. So, okay. So if we look at the 7-day, all right. That's good enough. Let's see. Was that yesterday? I think this is the one I'm looking for. Yeah. So, Bitcoin was kind of bopping along here between 8 and 9. More closer to 86, 87. And then yesterday, I guess it was around noon Eastern Standard Time, around 9 o'clock my time, Bitcoin broke 9,000. And I was pretty happy. And let's, so you can see what I'm seeing. Sorry about that, guys. All right, so it was bopping along. And then yesterday, it peaked over 9,000. Not much, just enough to break 9,000. And then immediately, I was like, hey, it's over 9,000. I was doing something else. And then about an hour later or whatever, I checked the chart and I was like, my God, it's down to like 82 now. But it has since found its way back up, about 85.58, I guess, right now. 85.75. So, thus the title here, Bitcoin remains bullish, even after the steep sell-off. So there was quite a steep sell-off. And I'm not a market guy. I don't really know why these things happen. Either FUD or FOMO kind of brings it up and down. And then there's technical analysis. And then there's, pre-placed trades. When someone gets to a certain point, they have a pre-placed auto trade that's going to sell. So maybe people that bought around 5 had decided to put in the auto trade when it broke 9. I don't know. All I know is that it has kind of recovered since then, and I think that's a good sign. I think I read an article that was a good sign. Let's look at the crypto. See, when I'm at the higher resolution, I don't get. Okay, so we'll go over to Cointracker. Okay, I read that. Okay, so I had read an article earlier that said something to the effect that, despite the sharp sell-off, that Bitcoin was in kind of a bullish pattern. Not that I know that much about patterns. Let's see, CoinDesk. Huh. Okay, I don't know if that's good news or bad news. Hinman says some ICOs may be eligible for no action relief. I guess that's good news, right? Okay, so here, Bitcoin teases pullback, but June could revive rally. You know, my take on it is that, you know, we're in a run up for this year. I don't know if we'll test all-time highs, but you know, but that's just me. I'm optimistic. A lot of shakeups going on at Coinbase for some reason. One of the largest cryptocurrency exchanges out there, kind of the most user-friendly. You know, it's US based, so you know, the interface is English speaker friendly, so to speak. I don't know if you've ever tried to sign up for a Korean cryptocurrency exchange, or, you know, a foreign based cryptocurrency exchange. Even on the English site, there's a lot to be desired. So anyway, Coinbase is kind of the no-brainer for people that are just getting in. So there's been quite a few shakeups. Now, Coinbase has also been sort of teasing margin trading. I guess there are a few exchanges that do margin trading now. I think Binance, we talked about that the other day, I think. I don't know if it was last week. That Binance was sort of teasing margin trading too. Oh, well, that looks interesting. In a surprise release, Binance margin trading is officially live. I did not know about this. The beta version released today with Binance Coin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ethereum X, and XRP is available for margin trading. That's pretty much for experts. I don't know what you have to do to qualify. I would assume that you need to verify your identity to the max in order to get that. But it seems to be the way cryptocurrency exchanges are heading, right? Margin trading is very popular on the stock exchanges, the commodities exchanges, so it's part of finance. Okay, so we're up at 91.18 on some of the other exchanges. Good. Let's see. Crypto Curious had a question. Can you store Holo on a Nano X? Well, let's find out if they support Holo. Ledger.com. Let's find out what Holo is first. If it's an ERC20 token, that's a no-brainer, but I don't know that it is. Come on, Rex, where are these? Okay, here we go. As I told you guys, I adjust my resolution when I do these so you can see my screen. I'm normally running in HD. I have an HD monitor, or I mean not HD, 4K. I have a 4K monitor, so I'm normally running at a 4K resolution. So when I do the live streams, I take it down to 1080 by 1920. So all my bookmarks are in different places. All right, let's look at Holo real quick. Just trying to figure out what it is. Okay. Cryptocurrency token issued on the Ethereum platform. So if it's not if it hasn't migrated yet, if it's still an ERC20 token, then you can store it on the Ledger Nano. And did you say X or S? X. Yeah, so here we go. We've got our Ledger Nano X connected. Now, you know you can use the Ledger Nano X wirelessly via Bluetooth with the app. And you can also connect it with the USB cable just like the Ledger Nano S. So it does everything the S does and more. So I don't believe you can see ERC20 tokens in the Ledger Live app for your phone. But that doesn't mean that you cannot store Holo on a Ledger Nano S or X. The private keys for an Ethereum wallet can be stored on a Ledger Nano X. So if you can store Ethereum private keys, you can store ERC20 tokens. So let's see. Let me get out of this app. All right, and we're gonna want to, hopefully it won't freeze up on me. We want to go into the Ethereum app on the Ledger Nano X, right? And then we'll just head over to my Ether wallet. I'm using Chrome. My Ether wallet gets a little finicky sometimes. I've noticed it. I tend to stick with Chrome when I'm in it, although it does pretty much work in Brave too. So here I'm going to go to hardware and I'm going to choose Ledger, all right? And I'll choose hardware. And in my case, I'm going to choose the Ledger Live derivation path. If you have an older Ledger Nano, or you created your Ethereum wallet back when you were using the Chrome apps, it'll still be on the earlier derivation path. But for this one, I created it in Ledger Live. We'll hit next. And then we can see our Ethereum addresses. Now keep in mind that these wallets are on the ledger, so to speak. They're on the ledger. You can't view them in Ledger Live. I'm viewing them in a different interface, right? So over here, well, here is the balance in Ethereum in this wallet. There's a private key and a public key. The public key is here. The private key is stored on the ledger. You cannot see it, right? The ledger protects your private key. You have access to it when you request transactions, and then you can verify on the device when it gives you options that you use the buttons for. Now over here on the side are ERC20 tokens. So I can store them on my ledger, but I have to view them in my Ether wallet. So that's where we are with that. It's a security token. Nash coin. Okay. Someone asked me earlier about SafePal wallet. It may have been you, Brian. You may have made that comment earlier in my comment section. Let's just double check it. All right, so this, okay. So it's a hardware wallet. A lot of these companies reach out to me. Trezor reached out to me, and I'm not that big of a YouTube star or anything like that. I mean, I don't have anything close to what some of these gamer guys have as far as subscription base and views and all that. But I do seem to be one of the few in the space that's involved in demonstrating cryptography. So I do get some of these companies do reach out to me. So I got some Trezors. Trezor reached out to me, and I did some videos on Trezor. Shapeshift reached out to me and wanted me to test out their Shapeshift. So I got they gave me a free KeepKey. So I can play with the KeepKey a little tonight. So, pardon me, I've never used this, so I can't really tell you, but they're all pretty much, the concept is the same. You're going to create wallets. You'll usually back it up when you first initialize it. It's going to give you a backup phrase, 12-word or 24-word or whatever, and you'll write that down, and then you'll create wallets on the device, and they'll generate public keys for you, and they'll store the private keys on the device. And so the private keys never leave the device. The private keys will sign transactions for you. And it's a cryptographic operation, right? You'll using your, usually they pair themselves with some kind of software, whether like Ledger Live, or in the case of KeepKey, there's a Chrome extension app, or just a Chrome app. So anyway, these hardware wallets have an app where you can interface, and you can see your balance, manage your balance, you can send crypto in, and then when you go to send it out, that's when the security kicks in, and you'll have to, the device will prompt you to approve transactions. That's pretty much, they're all pretty much the same concept. And I did a video earlier about you can use your phone to do this too, MyEther wallet, and I can show you that. So anyway, I haven't seen it, I haven't played with it. Maybe I could reach out to them and see what they're going to do. Each one of these hardware wallets has its own advantages and disadvantages. Like for instance, the KeepKey is very easy to use. It has a great big screen. I love it, but it only supports like 6 different cryptocurrencies. The Ledger Nano S supports a lot of cryptocurrencies, but the screen is kind of small and you can't hold that many apps on it at the same time. The Ledger Nano S, the X sort of solved that issue. Bigger screen, larger capacity, but it still just came out. So there are a few apps that are not yet supported on the Ledger Nano X. Monero, as far as I know, I've been told that Monero is not available, and I know ByNance Chain app is not available on the X yet. So, and then Trezors, I like Trezors. They're easy to use. They have nice, easy to use buttons, but they don't support as many cryptocurrencies as Ledger. But they are Ledger's biggest rival. Anyway, we'll play around with some private key. Brian says that SafePal is partnered with Binance. There we go. It holds BNB coin, which is cool. Ledger X does, but I would like to see a better device that can manage BNB. And let me demo one that does manage BNB right now. So I'll have to check this one out. Maybe I can talk to them a little bit and see. Maybe they'll let me test out their device. And, it supports, I see. So it supports ERC20 tokens, and it also supports Binance Chain tokens. All right. So why don't, we're on the subject of hardware wallets and keys. So let me demo a couple of apps that use your phone to store the private key. Now, a lot of people, they're like, oh, I don't want a cryptocurrency wallet on my phone and blah, blah, blah. And I don't know, it's like they're paranoid about it. They want to keep this separation. But think about it. Your phone is already, a no-lose item, right? It's like a valuable item, right? And so if you're storing cryptocurrency private keys on your phone, you have a little bit of camouflage, right? Because everybody carries a phone around. So, I mean, if you get mugged and somebody sees that you're carrying around a hardware wallet, a cryptocurrency hardware wallet, they're probably going to stick their gun to your head and tell you to, transfer crypto to them if they're savvy enough. But if you just have a phone in your hand, they might steal your phone. I don't know. But they may not be aware that you have a bunch of cryptocurrency on your phone. So, and the phone, if I have private keys stored on my phone, then I'll just carry my phone around with me. It's always there with me. Whether I'm at home or away, it's always around. It's convenient. It's easier to carry just my phone than to carry a phone and a hardware wallet. So let me talk about it. All right, so I'm going to share the phone with you guys. I'm going to expose all my personal information to you guys. All right. So the first, okay. So the first wallet we'll talk about where the private keys are stored on my phone is MEW Connect. All right. So we've got MEW, and I've got stored on my phone. The only problem here is that I have to enter my password, which I'm not that crazy about. I wish that it supported. I'm not going to type in this password right if I talk too much. I wish that it supported Face ID. A lot of crypto wallets do. So, I get the security, but I wish that they, after I put a password in, that I could set it so that I can use, pardon me, that I would be able to use. William, I'm dying over here. I'm about to choke. Good to see you again, William. So let's look at MyEtherWallet website. I'm gonna log out. All right. Of the I had the I'm gonna exit my. Jesus. Okay. It's like a comedy here. Slapstick. All right. So we're gonna go into MyEtherWallet. I'm gonna hit access my wallet. Let me see if I can move the phone over here. We're gonna choose MEW Connect. Right. Wow, William is in a generous mood tonight. I will show your website here as soon as I get logged in. All right, so here's the phone. Actually, before I connect, I am going to turn auto lock off. One thing to remember with a lot of these phone-based wallets is that they will disconnect when it goes to auto lock. So when I'm interfacing with my wallets, I turn off auto lock, so it won't go into auto lock mode. All right, so let's go back. We're in MEW Connect, and I'm going to hit MEW Connect here on their website, right? And then they give me a QR code to scan, and down at the bottom there of my phone, you can see Scan to Connect, right? I'm going to tap Scan to Connect, right? And then the camera comes up, and then I'm going to scan that QR code, and boom, I'm connected. Now you'll notice too that the phone shows that I've got a balance of Ethereum on there. And then now I can see that balance in MyEtherWallet. Funny thing is, this is only for managing the private keys to an MEW wallet. I cannot send directly from the phone app, right? There is no interface to do that. The only thing I can do with the phone is I can tap receive and generate a QR code if I want someone to send me some Ethereum or ERC20 token, or I can copy it into my clipboard or whatever I want to do. But I cannot send out, but I can from here, right? I can send a little bit of ETH if I want to, 0.05 or whatever I want to send. And then I'll just show you how this works. Let's see, address. Where am I going to send? I'm going to put a valid address in there so you can see how this works. Just give me 1 sec here. Let's do Coinbase. Bummer. See what? The only drawback to all of this is if I need to use my. I'm going to have to enter this too. Can't believe I got that one on the first try. You should try doing that at 7 in the morning when you just wake up. Anyway, I'm going to have to disconnect because I got to switch over to my Google Authenticator to get my Coinbase code. So we're going to do that. 505-864. Verify. Now that I'm in Coinbase, I should be able to go over to Coinbase Pro. Wherever it is. I'm in the wrong browser. Erg. Anyway, GDAX should take me there. Okay. All right. So now let's go back over to MEW Connect. I'm going to move it over here again. Sorry about all this moving around, but I'm going to deposit Ethereum just to give myself a valid Ethereum address, right? All right, and there it is. That's my Coinbase wallet. Now we can go back over to MyEtherWallet. I got myself disconnected when I went into my Google Authenticator. Oops. Let's go back here. All right, so let's do this again. All right. We're in good. All right, so now let's say I want to send 0.05 ETH. It's not a lot. Let's paste in that address to the Coinbase Pro. Let's hit send transaction. And isn't that cool? See how the phone is holds the private key and the phone is in control of the wallet, right? So when I tap, I got to use my finger. I'll tap the address and I'll tap the amount and then I'll hit confirm on the phone and I have to enter my frigging password, which I'm not that crazy about. but I'll do it. Boom. And now it says continue in my browser. And notice how that button is now green. Right? So I can hit that button. Boom. Sent. So you see how the phone is managing the private key there. Isn't that awesome? All right. So I'll do another one in a sec. But I want to give a shout out to William. And William, we have another website here. I don't know if that's the right one. Yeah, that's the one you like, right? William. We still haven't met for coffee. We went to Hermosa Beach last weekend on Saturday or Sunday, and they were having a street fair. So we were in the South Bay area, but we were there pretty early, and it was kind of rainy, and we walked around a little, and then it was too cold to go out to the beach. So we went and saw a movie. But we were in your neighborhood, William. Could you ask Coinbase to let me open a new account there? Grand Illusion is I run nodes for a few coins just using my computer. You might need some servers. Give CryptoDad's some water. I know, I was choking to death there. Now, Brian was talking about Binance Coin, right? So now I'm going to show you guys a wallet, and I may not be able to do this. I'm going to show you the Trust wallet. All right, so the Trust wallet is a it is the private key is held on the device, right? So when you set up this wallet, you write down your 24-word recovery phrase. So it's a full-blown cryptocurrency wallet that stores the private key on your device, right? So there's no takebacks. There's no, ooh, I forgot my password. You know, I lost my phone. Blah blah blah. So you have to manage that private key with great care. You have to make sure your backup is in a safe place. But when you've done that, it's pretty much foolproof, right? And this wallet supports Face ID. And if I lose the phone, or I drop the phone, or it falls out of my top pocket while I'm leaning over Grand Canyon or whatever, I can always restore the wallet on a new phone with that backup phrase, right? You just reinstall the app and choose import wallet instead of new wallet. So it's pretty cool. Now, the really cool thing about this wallet is that it will interface with the ByNance Dex. All right? But the only caveat to that is that ByNance Dex is not going to be available in the U.S. Where'd we go here? Okay, here we go. They may not even let me on now. We'll see. Okay, it is for the moment, right? So I'm going to choose Unlock Wallet. All right, now check this out. I'm going to hit this Get Wallet Connect QR code. And when I click that, it's going to give me a wallet QR code connection. QR code. It wants me to scan it, right? So if you look at the wallet here, up here on the top, there's a little icon that says, hey, this is where you tap if you want to use Wallet Connect. It's new, right? It didn't used to be there. I had to get the beta version and download a separate app which allows me to use their latest dev version. I don't know if their standalone version supports this yet or not, but I'm running like a dev version. So I can tap that, and then I choose down below, I choose Wallet Connect, and then I can scan that puppy, and now the phone is connected to the Dex, right? All right, and there it's telling me, hey, you're not going to be able to connect much in the future. Oh, Lord in heaven. Okay, So yeah, so now that we've got the coolest DEX ever, they're not going to let people in the U.S. use it. That's well, not just the U.S. A lot of countries were listed there, right? But let's say, oh, and they've already added more trading pairs since the last time I checked. You'll notice they got all these trading pairs. So let's make a trade, right? Let's grab some Wish. It's a little bit, and so the Wish chart comes up. I'll move the phone over to this side. And okay, so I can choose. It's very similar to the Binance centralized market. All right, this is very similar interface. All right, so I want to buy 25% of the BNB that I currently hold, and that's going to be 1.5 BNB, and I'm going to get 1,100 Wish, right? But I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to do 500. I'm not going to buy a bunch, right? So I'm going to buy 500 Wish. I'm going to hit best ask here, so it will go through. It didn't change. I don't know. I don't know if I'm doing this right. Best ask. It usually changes the price. Anyway, let's do it. 500. I just want to demo what happens when you make a trade. So I'm going to choose buy Wish. All right, and look, see how it comes up on the phone? Right, so the phone here is managing the private keys of this wallet, this DEX wallet, right? My wallet is connected to this decentralized exchange. I can approve it from my phone by tapping it, and the trade goes through. It just says limit buy order created. Awesome, huh? Isn't that cool? And then I can go over here to balances, and I guess the trade went through right away. Usually when you hit that best ask, the trade will go through right away. All right. So, and then when I cancel up here on the phone and disconnect, right, you can see there that the wallet is now separated from the DEX, but it's still a functional wallet. Let's see if it... yeah, so I did buy some more My Wish, and you can see there all the coins that I've got in this wallet. And I can send these coins, right? So from the phone app, so I can go Binance coin, and then I can click send, and then I could send this Binance coin to another exchange, like the Binance centralized exchange. And I could do the same thing with the Mithril. I could send Mithril. The only thing is I don't know that Mithril is even supported anywhere else at the moment, the Binance version of it. But it might be soon, right? It might be a day in the near future where I can just send my myth to the Binance centralized exchange to sell it, right? So we'll see what happens in the future. But that's a really cool wallet because not only can I use the wallet from my phone to send and receive Binance-based cryptocurrencies, it can also store Bitcoin and Ethereum and ERC20 tokens. So it's a very versatile wallet, and you can carry it around with you on your phone. Really cool. All right, so I blabbered a little while too long here. Yes. What is up with that, CZ? Very interesting. I wanted to talk. I'm gonna stop sharing the phone for a minute. It gets in the way sometimes. There was a couple of little news items that I thought were very interesting that I wanted to talk about. And where are they? Okay, here we go. Live topics. And this, you probably all read this. It's on Forbes, a very mainstream, respected site. And it's about a broker that is buying and selling Bitcoin to the super rich. And the name of it's the Dadai Syndicate. Dadai Syndicate. I know I'm mangling that. So she was a high-end art dealer and buying and selling large or very expensive works of art and other whatevers, stuff that rich people like. And I guess she was approached by some of her clients and that were asking to if she would accept Bitcoin. And so she did. And then eventually I guess it got around that she was accepting Bitcoin. So some of her clients came to her and said, hey, can you sell us some Bitcoin? So, I mean, she's already a broker, right? She's already got all her licenses and everything else. So why not? So she's selling, buying and selling large amounts of Bitcoin for very, very rich people. And she mentions here that one of her big clients wants to try to accumulate 25% of the Bitcoin market, which sounds pretty sinister. But they're trying to do this off exchanges, right? They're trying not to affect the price of Bitcoin if possible, right? They're trying to keep it on sort of on the down low and just like whales exchanging with other whales, that kind of thing. Now, of course, they're going to have to send the Bitcoin between wallets, so the transactions, of course, will show up on the blockchain. But they're trying not to, run these trades through cryptocurrency exchanges. Now, the interesting thing here is where she talks about the amount of Bitcoin. And we, most of us know this, that follow, but a lot of you that are watching may not understand how Bitcoin works. The idea when it was first created was that there would only be 21 million Bitcoin total. And I don't see where that is. Okay, here we go. She's quite attractive, yes. So there are only going to be 21 million Bitcoin that will ever exist, right? And of that 21 million, I believe they have mined about 17 million. If I'm not, I could be way, way off. I could be close. I'm not sure. But there's a certain amount that's already been mined. And of that certain amount, there is a large percentage of that. I don't want to say large, but there is a percentage of that has already been mined that has been lost forever and will never be recovered by people that lost their private keys or their passwords or their wallets or whatever. Bitcoin is very unforgiving when it comes to access. Right? It's not like forgetting your password on your Twitter or your Facebook and you can just call tech support. Bitcoin is not like that. So there's a lot of Bitcoin that has been lost forever. Now, so we've reduced that amount. So we're dealing with a smaller amount and she's brokering all these deals. She said there are people out there, and this is what I find interesting. There are people out here that hodlers, a name for long-term Bitcoin holders, who will not be willing to part with them for any price, all right? And we're talking about super rich people. We're talking about, hey, I got a mansion, I'll give you a mansion for your Bitcoin. And they're like, no, I've got $10 million, and they'll say, no, I would rather have Bitcoin. I would rather have $10 million worth of Bitcoin than $10 million in cash. Right? I mean, if we're dealing with that kind of attitude, you can just kind of feel what Bitcoin has become, right? We talked about what it started. We know what it started as a payment process. It still is, but it has evolved beyond that now. It is now a store of value that digital gold, so to speak. Now, there's still people that want to buy and sell it, and there's no problem with that. But I know some people, I've asked them, hey, I'll do a little work for you. Why don't you pay me in Bitcoin? And they'll say, no, I won't pay you in Bitcoin because if I buy any Bitcoin, I'm holding it. So there you go. They would prefer to pay me out of their wallet or PayPal or whatever. So that's very interesting. She says, realistically speaking, there are less than 5 million coins circulating at the moment. And that's pretty bold, right, when you think about that. So, very interesting article. You guys should check it out. I'll put it in the description. You guys can check out the... where are we here? Is this it? Okay. All right. I'll paste that in there. And I'll paste it in over here. All right. All right. So very, very interesting article. And then another amazing article here is about Binance. All right. So here, Binance moves 1.26 billion. Thank you, William. Oh, William, got to take off. But if you have time, please answer my questions during the stream. If you can, or I'll give you a call if you want. Let me look at what the questions that you gave me, William, and I'll see if I can get them answered. I didn't realize I was talking, wasn't paying it. Oh, here we go. Can your phone be cloned for hackers to get access to your Google Authenticator to access your accounts? I don't believe so. Just because they clone your phone number doesn't give them access to the Google Authenticator codes on the phone. I can back up my phone and restore it to a new phone, and the codes don't transfer over. They're specific to the device. That's the nature of how Google Authenticator works. So if you got Google Authenticator, don't worry about somebody cloning your phone and getting all your two-factor authentication codes. Yeah. But if you want to be totally safe, the foolproof 100% two-factor authentication is the YubiKey, the little hardware device. It's not quite as convenient as Google Authenticator, but it is 100% pretty much foolproof. If you do not have that key, then you are not gaining access to the account. So that would be, the ultimate, right? But you could be somewhere else trying to log into your Gmail and you don't have your YubiKey with you and you're locked out. So you have to be careful. The phone you always have with you. All right. So the article here, and I'll look for any other questions. What's the best form of mobile security for Android smartphones? And can the Google Authenticator be hacked? So I'm not an Android user, but when you say mobile security, I'm not too sure what you mean. Short of creating a long and complicated lock code, right? So if you've got a 4-digit lock code and you get pulled over and the police decide that they want to check your phone, they've got software that'll crack your phone pretty easy, right? And so you don't have much privacy when it comes to that. But if you've chosen a long and complicated lock code for your phone, it will take them on the order of hours and days or weeks or months, depending, to unlock that phone. And you just want to protect your privacy. And I'm not saying, oh, I'm laundering money or I'm selling drugs or whatever. That's not what privacy is about. They try to make it about that. But you carry your life on your phone. And do you really want to get pulled over because you just happen to be driving a make and model of car that just happens to be, a suspect in a crime, and they pull you over and they take your phone and your life is splattered all over, their databases? Do you really want that? I mean, all of the people you know and love, all their personal information, all your emails, all your financial transactions, your phone is your life. So, put a complicated phone code on there. And for two-factor authentication, use Google Authenticator or Authy. Just be safe and be smart. I wanted to talk about this article that, Binance moved $1.26 billion worth of Bitcoin from one place to another during some maintenance, right? And that $1.6 billion was moved for a fee of $124.60 on the Bitcoin network, miners' fees. And then the article, that's a staggering amount of value. I mean, not only does it show you how revolutionary the Bitcoin financial network is for transferring value cheaply and easily, but it is also a testament to how awesome Binance is for having that much Bitcoin to move around. I mean, talk about just like a staggering amount of Bitcoin at their disposal. All right, and then they talk about how much that amount in gold would weigh, and how much trying to move that amount of gold from one place to another would just be a monumental task. Like, just if you were just moving it from one end of a hallway to another hallway, that would be a monumental task. And cash too. Think about that much cash. I mean, it would fill up several garages, and to move that much cash from one place to another, and the security required to do that. The armed guards and the trucks and all that you would need to move that much cash from one place to another, compared to Bitcoin that can be moved from one place to another digitally, electronically, securely, and with low fees. Incredible. Very incredible thing that's going on in our world today. All right, guys. Sorry I'm over here talking a little too much. Okay. All right, so James, I have a question about ADA. I ordered Nano X, but can't put ADA on it. Oh, okay. Let's check that out. William, thank you again so very, very much. You got Malwarebytes installed on Norton Mobile Security on your phone. That's good. Installed and facial recognition to activate it. That's good. Thank you for taking the time. No problem, of course. Cessna says, I notice you're using Brave browser. Do you happen to know how I can display new notifications while browsing on the Brave browser? When I am on Brave, I do not yet receive YouTube notifications. Now that's interesting. You might need to put shields down on YouTube. So when you're on the YouTube homepage, you might need to do shields down to get alerts. But I'm just guessing. I should know this, but I'm not a big fan of alerts in my browser. I usually, and there's a lot of websites, I'll go to read a news story or whatever, and they'll say, do you want to activate alerts on this site? And I always say no. So I should know more about this, but I thought you were talking about the ad alerts that are built into Brave. That I know about. But like YouTube alerts and why they're not showing up in your Brave browser, I'm not sure. So I would try shields down for YouTube first, and then maybe check out the hamburger menu and look in settings and see if they have privacy, block ads, block third-party cookies. Some of these may be preventing the alerts, so you might want to experiment. I don't know, not sure how you could experiment. Maybe just turn one of them off or on, and wait for a few hours and see if you get an alert, or 24 hours and see if you get an alert. But I know if you're the type of person that likes to get alerts for, when someone or subscribe to post a video, I could see how that would be frustrating. So allow Google login, allow Facebook, extensions, Hangouts. There's some stuff in advanced. Safe browsing, crash, do not track, allow sites to check. I don't see anything that jumps out at me about alerts. So I would try maybe some of these blocking settings, and like I said, in YouTube, make sure your shields are down. Yeah, scripts blocked. 0. Okay. So that might be part of it. Power corrupts, absolutely. All right. Physical gold has real use. It does, and I hear that quite often. My dad gave me that argument too. Because, it starts with Bitcoin, someone says to you, Bitcoin isn't worth anything. It has no real world use. It's not based on anything. It's not backed by anything, that kind of stuff. And it has no intrinsic value, right? That was the argument that you were getting from almost every direction back in 2017. And so there are a lot of answers to all of that. But one of my counter arguments to that was, well, gold doesn't have any intrinsic value either. Gold is only valuable because we think it's valuable. You can't eat gold, you can't wear gold, you sort of wear it, and you can't build a house out of gold. It's not, it really has no real value. And then, to sort of counter the Bitcoin has no value argument. And then they'll come back and they'll say, oh, well, gold has some industrial, applications. It's useful in that respect. But I mean, that's not why gold is valuable, because it has a few industrial uses. It's valuable because you can make jewelry out of it, and it's pretty and it's shiny and people like it, and they think it's valuable. That's, so anyway, but it's people have it has a long history of people thinking it's valuable. So it goes a little bit beyond just, John thinks it's valuable and Mary doesn't kind of thing. I mean, you've got a whole history of civilization, that values gold. So it's more than just I think it's valuable. It's ingrained in our psyche, right? But when you get right down to it, it is only valuable because we think it's valuable. We can talk about Bitcoin employs advanced cryptography. We can talk about the immutable digital ledger that is revolutionary. We can talk about being able to transfer value in seconds across the world, that sort of thing. People, I've heard this analogy too. When email came out, people would say, what do I need email for? I can just pick up a phone, right? No one saw the real value of email when it first came out. It didn't appear to have a real world use case. But now we just accept email as part of life now. So Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies may be that soon in some respect. Gold is not built for the digital age. I own a payments company. Bitcoin being based on mathematics is the future. The current system will die because it's an honor system. I like the way you think, Mr. Moore. I do own a little gold. It's just not feasible for any type of transactions and payments. Yes. And I'm not saying we should all go out and cash in all our gold for Bitcoin just yet. We need to take a balanced approach. I'm not going to close all my bank accounts and only spend Bitcoin. I still use banks and credit cards and all of that other stuff. I just think that I also own Bitcoin, and I try to earn cryptocurrency when I can. I have some affiliate links where I earn cryptocurrency. I do some consulting for people, and I ask them to pay me in cryptocurrency. So I'm trying to evolve along into the new digital economy. But I still also have a real job where I get paid in US dollars. And they wouldn't know what to say if I asked them to pay me in Bitcoin. Clams. Yeah, Mr. David collects clams. You could, yeah. People say clams, How many clams is that? All right, so I talked about the phone, and I told you guys that I might play with this KeepKey a little bit for you. The KeepKey is a hardware device that you can use on the Shapeshift, but it's also pretty much a standalone cryptocurrency wallet. So you just connect it with a USB, with a micro USB cable on one end, right? And there it is, pretty cool. I'm sorry, my light is kind of flashing in there. But I like the screen, right? It just takes up this whole screen. Now, it's a, where are we here? Okay. It is a Chrome app, right? So when I go over to Chrome apps, you'll see there that I've got that KeepKey app, right? So when I click the KeepKey app, it launches in its own window, right? We can just, and there's the KeepKey app. And the cool thing, and I'm showing you the key, the cool thing is, but I could do it again, right, without showing you. I'll just disconnect and reconnect. All right, so it shows the pin pad to me on the device. And then I enter the pin here. So let's see what we got here. And there we go. All right, and then the keypad disappears and it loads up the accounts and works pretty cool. All right, and there you go. So you can see that I have a few different cryptocurrencies stored on here, and very similar to the other wallets in the sense that you can transfer crypto in really easy. You know, you just hit receive and you can copy that into your clipboard. But check this out. See how big and nice that screen is, right? It's telling me, okay, there's the Bitcoin address that you're receiving, and it's verifying on the device, and I can press the key. I have to hold it for a few seconds. See? Boom. Right? And now I've verified that that receiving address is valid. It is, in fact, the same address as the KeepKey. And then I can copy that into my clipboard, and I can send it off to someone that wants to send me Bitcoin, or I can use it to withdraw Bitcoin from Coinbase. Why don't we do that, right? Let's go over to Coinbase. I'm Brave, right? Cryptocurrency exchanges. Pooies. This version of 1Password is browser dependent, so I haven't entered it yet lately since I rebooted my computer. Okay, and then we'll autofill that. We'll do our sign in, and we're going to need our two-factor authenticator code from our phone. And let's see what we got here. All right. Now I had some wonderful people that followed my link and opened some accounts on Bitcoin and bought over $100 worth of Bitcoin, and so they got an extra $10 worth of Bitcoin, and I got a little $10 worth of Bitcoin for being on the referral link. So let's see where we are here. You know what? We just want accounts, right? There's some Bitcoin in there, and the first thing I'll do is I'll put it into Coinbase Pro. Right? We're going to save some money on fees. So let's go to Coinbase Pro, and we're going to sign in. And since I'm already signed into Coinbase, it doesn't ask me for the two-factor authentication. All right, so we're going to, first we have to deposit it in the Coinbase Pro. And I'm doing this to save money, if anyone is curious, right? We're going to do Bitcoin, and I'm going to take it from my Coinbase account. Right, you can see there it is, and I'm going to just max it out and deposit it. That did not cost me 1 penny, right? So I transferred it into my Bitcoin wallet in my Coinbase Pro. Now I'm going to withdraw it, and they won't charge me a penny either. Not only will they not charge me, but they will absorb the network fees that I would normally incur on the blockchain, although they may have shave a little bit. I thought they used to be completely free, but maybe it's trading fees that have gone up. But I still think you can withdraw for free. We'll find out. Let's see. All right, so let's do this. Let's go Bitcoin. Should show me how much Bitcoin I have, right? Oh, now it says I'm not logged in. That's weird. All right, that was kind of odd. I must have logged myself out, right? All right. There it is. Okay, so I have 0.002427 Bitcoin. All right, so let's withdraw it. And where are we going to withdraw it to? First we have to say we're withdrawing Bitcoin. We're just going to paste in the address of that KeepKey, right? So let's go back, just double check, eyeball it, make sure it's the right address, right? It looks good to me. And then I'll just withdraw it all, and I'll say $20 worth, right? And hit withdraw, and then I need my two-factor authenticator from my Google. I'll do that, 703-471, and we'll hit withdraw. And congratulations, the Bitcoin is on its way. Now, Bitcoin has just been notoriously slow lately. Ah! Sorry about that, guys. Hey, I'm back. Hey. All right. So that's done, right? So, and I turned off auto. I hate when it goes to sleep. I think I turned that part off. Now, where in the heck did that app go? Did I close the app? Was I a silly boy and do that? That's okay. That's all right. I can go back, relaunch the app. I don't know why that happened. Okay. All right. So there it is. And now we just have to wait for that extra Bitcoin to come in. All right, so we'll wait around a little while. And it's going to be a while, so I'm going to move on and do something else. I don't really know why that... I guess I must have closed it while I was jabbering. Sorry, guys. All right. So we're there. And let me just check to see what questions are being asked right now. Let's go back to William's page. Check out William while I'm checking this. Okay. Gotta cook dinner, Scott. Have a good night. Deposited 720 XLM in Coinbase Pro. Never showed up. That's interesting. Do we get charged for withdrawing from the Ledger Nano? From the Ledger Nano X. Now, if you're storing it on the Ledger Nano X and you transfer it somewhere else, yes, you will incur network fees. The wallet isn't charging you, or Ledger.com is not charging you. You're just incurring the normal fees that you would incur on the Bitcoin network, and that's the idea. That's how Bitcoin works, right? Somebody's got to get paid, right? So you have this peer-to-peer global network of computers that have copies of the blockchain on there, and you're processing your transactions. The way they get processed is that the people that are contributing their processing power to the Bitcoin network are doing what we call mining, and they're solving advanced cryptographic puzzles, math puzzles, and whoever solves the puzzle first is the winner of that block. And their block becomes part of the blockchain, and then they get rewarded with a certain amount of Bitcoin that has just been created, and then they also get all of the small transaction fees that for processing other people's transactions, right? So they're going to go look at that entire block that person just won or created, and look at all the little transactions that occurred on the Bitcoin network, and that the miner gets all those fees. So that's how Bitcoin works. And the idea, hopefully that's cheaper than using a credit card. Credit card fees cost money, right? So you pay a premium when you use your credit card. Merchants really get a lot of high merchant fees. So yes. So when you use any cryptocurrency wallet that you own with its own private key, and you send cryptocurrency out, you're going to incur fees on the blockchain network. So you have to compensate for that, right? But it's when you look in your field where you choose, I want to send 0.5 Bitcoin to somebody. It's going to take more than that out of your wallet. So the person on the other end is going to get the Bitcoin you send him, right? If he says, please send me 0.5 Bitcoin, and you do, they'll get it, but it'll cost you a little more than that, right? That's the idea. But we looked at Binance that sent that $1 billion transaction, and it only charged them 100 and something bucks. So they may have. You can lower your fees. So if it's a long-term movement, you can lower the fee and if you're willing to wait, hours or maybe a day, then you can use a very small network fee. Now, if you use no network fee at all, your block may not ever get mined and your transaction may never go through. That's just blockchain politics, right? All right, so let's check here, see if that BTC came in. It doesn't really tell me the value of that, does it? This doesn't do that. Okay. My driver is ready. Great, thank you. Picked up that box as usual. So, but we're looking at 0.0s. I put a very small amount of Bitcoin in there to test it out. So we'll see. There should be 20 bucks worth of Bitcoin coming in someday, right? Okay. Okay. Merchants are starting to surcharge credit card fees back to customers. This will let the public realize how much cheaper crypto really is. Well, I used to work at a computer store, and we advertised, it was a local type place, and we advertised prices for deals, right? They'd say buy a Mac, iMac, and get a free printer for $19.99, right? And then they would come in and they would say, that sounds great, here's my credit card. And at the bottom of that ad, in very fine print, in the LA Times, it said, these are cash prices, whatever the verbiage was. And so I would have to tell the customer, I'm sorry, but we cannot give you that price if you're going to use a credit card, because the advertised price is a cash price. So if you want to pay cash, I'll give you that price. But if you use your credit card, then it will be a regular price. And then they would always say something like, that's illegal, you can't do that, you can't charge me more for using my credit card. And I said, I'm not charging you more for using your credit card, I'm just telling you that this ad is a cash price only, and that if you want to use your credit card, then you have to pay regular price. So big song and dance. But yeah, credit cards, and usually most merchants take into account that their customers will be paying with credit cards, and they set their prices accordingly. So yes, now maybe the ad will say, and if you pay in Bitcoin, you'll get a really sweet deal, whatever. Yeah. Contacted support with the hash info. Okay. Calgapo was talking about his XLM. Just out of curiosity, where did you send it from? Was it a wallet? XLM usually needs a memo. Where are we here? Did I get out of it already? Boy, I just have this crazy habit of closing down my... All right, let's try it again. So let's say, just out of curiosity... Oh, am I still in? Yes, okay. That I want to deposit XLM directly, right? Stellar, right? There it is, XLM. Now, if I want to receive Stellar, I can only send XLM to this address, sending other crypto. So don't send Bitcoin to this address. Okay, I get it, right? And you need your memo. Okay, so they give you the Stellar address and the memo. So you need to make sure that whatever wallet you're using, you know, like the Stellar wallet, that you include the memo field. So let me, I was looking for the buttons on this thing. I'm going to go into Stellar here on the Ledger Nano X, right? And then we'll go over to Stellar. Stellar. Right, the wallet. Ledger. Okay, and sign in with Ledger. Okay, so we want to send Ledger. We need to make sure that we use this add memo, right? So here's our address. All right, and here's our add memo field. And we can copy that guy in there and paste in the memo. So Calgapo, I'm assuming that you use the memo. And it went through on your end, but it never showed up on their end. So, and hopefully, and you had sent 2 prior deposits, so everything is fine. And then you gave them your transaction registers, and hopefully they'll be able to find it. How long has it been? Oh, okay. Coinbase Pro changes the destination tag. Oh, and this is Coinbase Pro, not Coinbase proper. My bad. Whoops. We're talking about Coinbase Pro. Right. And you are trying to deposit some Stellar. There it is. Okay, yeah, okay, so, I mean, it's kind of hard to miss the whole tag thing, right? They give you the tag, they give you the address, and everything seemed to be okay, and it just never made it. A week and a half, my God, okay, yeah. And of course, you know, you probably did a couple of little tests and thought everything was fine and dandy, and then you sent a decent amount, and then it never showed up. So that's weird. So I certainly hope that it shows up, and that it becomes safely deposited in your Coinbase Pro account. I don't know if it's ever going to bounce back. Now I send it to Coinbase and transfer to Pro. Okay. Yeah, because of that, right? Okay. So I guess you're saying that sending it directly to Coinbase is a bit more reliable. And I'm assuming they're not charging you anything to make a deposit. Stellar has very, very small fees. They're really there just to prevent spam. So there's a very small fee. Yeah. So I hope that shows up for you, Calgapo. I really do. Okay, so there's a Brave ad. Pretty cool. Let's hit that. So that's an ad for Uphold. And some of you guys mentioned that you really don't even need to click on those to get paid for Brave, right? You can just let them show up. So as you can see now, it's only May 31st. I still have 6 more days, and I've already earned more than 5 just by using it. And I kind of got tired of clicking on the ads, so I haven't really clicked that many of them. So that's pretty cool. And then you can see I'm kind of breaking even there because I'm using auto contribute, which is okay. I mean, I don't mind contributing. That's the ecosystem, right? Let's check what we got over here in our... We still haven't got it. There it goes. Hey, it was just one refresh shy. So we transferred some Bitcoin into our KeepKey wallet. Now the thing, you know, it's cool. I like this big screen. I like the verification. I like the way you enter the PIN. That's all pretty cool. But this this app, this Chrome-based app, leaves something to be desired, right? It doesn't give me the dollar amount of the wallet. It doesn't give me like a reading of the total value of the portfolio. It's pretty basic, right? But you can also, and then I have access to the Shapeshift. So, you know, you can go over to Shapeshift. Let me make sure there. Shapeshift. Oops. Right. So because the wallet is connected, you can see there it auto-logged me into the account. And, oh, it says disconnected. Okay. I thought it said connected. I thought it said connected there for a minute. Let's refresh it. Because the amount is correct. Or it looks correct. Let's, I had some trouble with this. I was trying to do a video on this, and there were a few times where it was just very difficult. It was disconnecting just at random times. So let's see if it sees the device. Okay, there. See? It says the KeepKey is connected up there at the top. And I can make trades. Sort of gives you the illusion of it being within the wallet. But it is connected to the wallet, and I do have to verify any trades on the wallet itself. So I don't know. Let's go. We've got some, and you'll see here the wallets that have a balance are here, right? So I've got a little Bitcoin, and what? It's only worth $1. I thought I had more than that. That's weird. I thought I had done this the other day. $1.16. Oh, because I have to slide this thing, right? So okay. So I've got about $30 worth of Bitcoin on here. So let's say I want to spend half of that on Ethereum, right? So I'm going to sell $15 worth of Bitcoin, and I'm going to receive $14.28 worth of Ethereum, minus the trading fee and the miner fee, right? So we'll hit trade, and then here's the cool part. If it comes up, which it's not. There it goes. All right. So I know it's a little hard to see that. So there it goes. It's like, hey, you're making a transaction, and it wants me to verify the transaction amount. Right? I hold that button down. Right? Now it wants me to confirm the fee. That's cool too. I'll hold that button down. Right? And now it wants me to confirm the entire thing. Right? The whole transaction. Fee plus amount. I'll hold the button down again. It signs the transaction. And boom, the trade has gone through. So there. The private keys are being managed by this device. When you're not trying to show it to someone else and getting weird reflections, it's very easy to read. When you're just looking at it on your own, it's quite pleasing to the eye, right? And then it's telling me that the trade is in progress, and that after a certain amount of time, the Bitcoin will magically transform into Ethereum. But, you know, it's not really what's happening. really it's coming out of my wallet and it's being put out there on their DEX, and someone is willing to buy that Bitcoin and sell the Ethereum, or they're helping make the market or whatever. There's a lot more going on than me just swapping cryptocurrencies in my own wallet, right? I'm actually doing a little bit of trading. But in effect, that's what I'm doing. And in effect, I'm just swapping Bitcoin for Ethereum. And I'm getting a little help from my friends, right? But in effect, that's what's going on. But I'm losing a little bit there too on that trade. But it's a nice interface, a nice platform. The KeepKey is a good, safe, and secure way to do trading on a DEX. Not bad. But you can do the same thing on with a Ledger Nano S. You can do the same thing with almost any other hardware wallet on the particular site that supports it. Right? Stellar has some websites where you can trade Stellar directly from your ledger as well. Send and receive and trade for Stellar-based tokens. But the nice thing about Shapeshift is I can do these trades, and they don't necessarily have to be, on the Ethereum blockchain or the Stellar blockchain or the Tron blockchain. I can swap a Bitcoin for Ethereum, which is kind of cool, or Bitcoin for a Litecoin. But they don't support a huge number of cryptocurrencies on this interface. Maybe that'll change. It's just the beta, right? And I don't see any external wallets, right? The only wallet that I was able to figure out how to use was it had to be one that was already on my KeepKey. Right? And of course I can buy ERC20 tokens here too. Right? I can exit this window while I wait. I can also view progress, which is going to take me to another website. And I can see it here, right? So I'm waiting for the exchange to occur. So we can come back to that. Let me see what I'm doing over here. Jason would like to see the Brave ad show up on his iPad. I know you can. I have the Brave browser on my phone, but I've never tried to see if it pops up ads or not. I think, and I'm assuming that it blocks ads and trackers. But I don't know if Brave Ads is compatible with iOS yet. I'm not too sure. Let me scroll back up and see if I missed any questions. But if you lost $1 billion due to some stuff up with your keys, it would be catastrophic. Oh yeah, for sure. Okay. I think someone had asked me earlier about ADA on the Ledger Nano X. So let's check that out. Let's go into Ledger Live. I have the Ledger Nano X connected. Let's just double check that, because there are a few that aren't supported yet. There's no Monero. Right, so let's go into Manager. I've still got this guy connected. I'm going to exit the Stellar app. Right, I got to be at the home screen. And then I have to allow Manager on the device. Right, so do this. Deny and allow. I'm going to hit both buttons. I'm sorry this is so hard to see. Right. Hit both buttons. So it definitely knows what's connected, right? So it says right up here that there's a Ledger Nano X connected. And I just thought that all of the apps that worked on the S would work on the X. As it turns out, I was wrong, because when the X is connected and you search for Binance, there is no Binance, right? And let's say we search for Monero. There's no Monero. And we know that those apps exist in Ledger Live when you have a Ledger X. Well, I'm sorry. Those apps exist in Ledger Live when you have a Ledger Nano S connected, the older one. But when you have an X connected, they're not there. They're not supported yet on the X. All right, so let's try ADA, right? There it is. I can install ADA on here. In fact, I believe I already have it on here. Yeah. All right. So I have ADA on here. So now that it's on here, let's go over to ADA Lite and take a look at the wallet associated with this ledger. All right, so I'm on the ADA Lite website. Remember, ADA Lite does not store your ADA at all. ADA Lite is just an interface. It's just like MEW. It's just a web interface that can interface with this wallet. So we'll continue. I'm going to use hardware wallet. I'm going to use Ledger or S or X. I'm going to unlock. Loading wallet data. Oh, I need to be in the Cardano app. So I'm going to hit both buttons. I have to be in the Cardano app for this to happen. And okay. And then that public key comes up, right? I need to do that. I need to hit both buttons there. And then I need to confirm again, right? It says confirm export public key. That just means the public key is being used by that website. I don't care about the public key. There's no security. You're not gonna. There's no security risk in sharing your public key with this website. There might be a bit of a privacy issue, right? But there's no chance your private key is going to be exposed and someone's going to steal your ADA, right? I have some ADA stored on this ledger, and I can view it. So someone earlier had said there was they don't think it supports ADA yet. It does. But it doesn't support everything, right? There are a few things that it doesn't yet. So, and I'm pretty sure I put the ADA on there when I first set it up. So I think it's always supported ADA. Just make sure you get the app on there. Make sure you're in the app when you load ADA Lite, and you should be able to view your balance, right? And if you're just starting, it'll be just an empty wallet until you transfer some ADA in there. The kids were playing back in their room, and I just heard my wife back there telling them not to come out here yet. But I can hear Alex over there playing with coins. Alex? Come over here, buddy. Let me see. Whoa! Is that your piggy bank? Whoops. Okay. What do you got there? Yeah? He'll be storing cryptocurrency pretty soon.
No, I won't.
No, he won't. That's what he says. No, I won't. Okay. All right. So let me just take a quick look at some of the remaining questions. See where we stand. I've done a lot of videos over the last couple years, and some of them are outdated. And but I'm glad that the one I did on the Litecoin paper wallet is still useful to you. I put a lot of thought into my videos, and sometimes I get writer's block or whatever you want to call it. I can't think of anything good to do. I go through spells. So, and then I get people that criticize me, and they'll say, "Oh, this video is outdated. Doesn't look like it did when you did the video." So, and a lot of times when I'll see those comments, I can just cut and paste the current version of that same process. Like I've done an updated video. Like you'll see, and if you search for videos that I've done, there'll be a lot of videos where I was using the old Ledger Chrome apps. But, you know, if you just search my current videos, I use Ledger Live now. So, you know. Do I know how to convert EOS tokens stored in my MEW with the Ledger Nano S to the main net? Well, I think if all you want to do is convert your EOS to mainnet EOS, and you have some old ERC20 EOS. All you have to do is transfer it to Binance into your Ethereum wallet, right? Let me show you that real quick. I thought I was still logged into Binance, but I guess not. What's up, buddy?
Do you know what's the tape?
No, I don't, honey.
It's over here, Alex.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, there it is. Tape. Oh my goodness. A good mom or dad always knows where the tape is. Okay, so it's 884-509. All right, so let's say that I wanted to deposit some EOS, right? All right, and so I go over here and I say deposit. They're probably going to tell me send only EOS to deposit. Sending any other coin to this address may result in the loss of your deposit. Notice both memo and address are required to successfully deposit your EOS to Binance. So, but if your EOS that you have is ERC20 EOS, then you should be able to deposit it in the Ethereum wallet. Like, for example, let's say I'm going to deposit BNB. Okay. If you need to deposit ERC20 BNB tokens, please send to your existing ETH deposit address. Right? And let's see, what's another one? Tron. So let's say I want to deposit Tron. Boom. All right. If you need to deposit ERC20 Tron tokens to Binance, please send these tokens to your existing ETH address. Now, I did not see that on the EOS, so I think it's probably a little more complicated than that. Although I think there were, I heard there were some EOS wallets that work. My problem with EOS is if I want to use my Ledger, you're supposed to use the Fairy wallet, and I installed the Fairy wallet. I tried to set up my account on the Fairy wallet, and it would not behave the way it was supposed to behave, right? At some point, it just didn't work. And I said, well, screw it then. If their wallet doesn't work, then I'm not going to screw around with it. So, and I tried many times to create an EOS wallet. And I was a little perturbed that you have to like pay to get access to their blockchain, which seems to go against everything that cryptocurrency stands for. But even barring that, I was willing to do that if I could get this Fairy wallet to work, and it never worked for me. It just hung and froze, and I just got tired of it, and I said, you know, screw EOS. So I don't know how to convert it if you still have ERC20 EOS. You might try sending a small amount to your Binance Ethereum address. In other words, you would go over here to your Ethereum wallet and just transfer a little bit of that ERC20 to the Ethereum wallet. And you'll notice here, all right, so the Ethereum wallet is 0380246, blah, blah, blah. Let's look at another ERC20 token. Let's look at BAT. All right. Same exact address, OX3AD246. So any ERC20 token that you want to deposit on Binance, it goes to the exact same Ethereum address, and then it shows up in your wallet separately. So conceivably, you could, any of the ERC20 tokens that you have will go to that same Ethereum address, and they'll show up in Binance. And if they're old ERC20 tokens like Tron or BNB, and you put them in your Ethereum wallet, they will convert. I can attest to that. I've seen it happen. It works. EOS, I don't know. EOS, when you looked at the EOS, it didn't say that. So I can't guarantee that it's going to happen. But maybe put a small amount of EOS in there and see what happens. If it shows up in your EOS wallet on Binance, then you'll know that it converted. But knowing EOS, it probably won't. Yeah, there was a swap function of some But give it a try. See what happens. You never know. Yeah, criminals and pedos. Grand Illusion was lurking most of the night, and then when I talked about EOS, he decided to speak out. Both Grand Illusion and I both have an aversion for EOS. Anyway, but thanks everyone for being here tonight. Don't forget to come next week. Every Friday, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, I'll be here trying to answer all your questions the best I can. Don't forget to check out my Patreon page if you need like more intense, in-depth interaction with me, or if you need one-on-one tech support. I have tiers for every need. So check out Patreon if you're in a bind and you really need some one-on-one support. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you'd like to subscribe to my channel, I would appreciate it. When you subscribe, there's a little bell that you can click that will allow you to be alerted whenever I post new content. Once again, thanks for joining me, and hope to see you again soon.